This is KDBC, El Paso, Las Cruces.
This is Big 4 Weekend News with John Conboy. Bill Peterson with sports. And Gail Gordon with AccuWeather.
Well, the question of the day is, where were you during the blizzard of 1980? Most El Pasoans were shocked when they awoke this morning.
News 4 El Paso with Ali Nojos, Estela Casas, Rick Glancy with the weather, and Chip Taberski with sports.
Very pleasant good evening. Thank you for being with us. It was an emotional and moving goodbye for Sharon Maria Guter.
The Weekend News 4 El Paso with Louis Sines, Tim Hartman with the weather, and Frank Chiapponi with the latest in sports.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
KDBC Channel 4, bringing you the first news from Texas, New Mexico, and the world. This is News 4 El Paso with Dee Caporal, Ali Nojos, Rick Glancy with the AccuWeather forecast, and Bob Nitzberg with sports.
And a very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 5. I'm Ali Nojos.
And I'm Dee Caporal.
KDBC Channel 4, bringing you the latest news from Texas, New Mexico, and the world. This is News 4 El Paso with Dee Caporal, Louis Sines, and Bob Nitzberg with sports.
Very pleasant good evening, and thank you for joining us.
KDBC Channel 4, bringing you the latest news from Texas, New Mexico, and the world. This is News 4 El Paso with Estela Casas, Bill Mitchell, Rick Glancy with the AccuWeather forecast, and Chip Taberski with sports.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight.
From KDBC-TV, this is News 4 El Paso with Dee Caporal and Ali Nojos, Tom Downs with the AccuWeather forecast, and Steve Savard with sports.
Very pleasant good evening.
This is KDBC, Channel 4, El Paso, Las Cruces.
The site of the new county jail has one commissioner feeling angry and betrayed. An Ohio man lost his life trying to save his grandfather from a burning home. And in our top story, U.S. troops make their second major offensive in Somalia. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Any minute now, about 300 U.S. Marines and Belgian...
You're watching News 4.
Good evening. Thanks for watching News 4 at 10.
From KDBC, this is News 4 El Paso.
Good evening and welcome to News 4 El Paso at 10.
KDBC, this is News 4 Nightbeat.
Much of the area sat stunned as body parts were found around the city 9 months ago. Now the man suspected of the crime will stand trial. Good evening and thanks for counting on KDBC News 4 Nightbeat. I'm Kathy Garcia.
This is News 4 Nightbeat with Kathy Garcia. Willie Madrano with sports and Tom Downs with your exclusive AccuWeather forecast.
Live from the Action Center, this is CBS 4 Action News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Suzanne Michaels.
And I'm Raymond Mesa.
Recognized by the Texas Associated Press as the best newscast in El Paso, this is CBS 4 Action News.
Good evening. I'm Suzanne Michaels.
And I'm Chris LeGrand. Raymond Mesa has the night off.
Live from the Action Center, this is CBS 4 Action News.
More allegations made against two El Paso sheriff's deputies.
The top stories every day, every night. Next on CBS 4 News.
More on all those top stories coming up. Good morning. I'm Liz Kern.
And I'm...
Time now for the best news in the Borderplex. CBS 4 News at 6 with Raymond Mesa and Suzanne Michaels.
Coverage you can trust. Good evening. I'm Suzanne Michaels.
And I'm Raymond Mesa. Thank you for joining us.
Time now for the best news in the Borderplex. CBS 4 News at 10 with Raymond Mesa and Suzanne Michaels.
Coverage you can trust. Good evening. I'm Raymond Mesa.
And I'm Suzanne Michaels.
Time now for the best news in the Borderplex. CBS 4 News Weekend with Catalina Salmeron.
CBS 4 News coverage you can trust. Good evening. I'm Catalina Salmeron.
Time now for Channel 4 News at 6.
Good evening. I'm Raymond Mesa.
And I'm Liz Kern. As international support builds for Operation Enduring Freedom, the U.S. appears on the verge of striking back for the attack on America.
And the Homeland Defense is also being strengthened in El Paso as the military moves in at the airport. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Live from the heart of the Borderplex, your eye on El Paso. CBS 4 News at 10. CBS 4 News at 10. With Raymond Mesa and Patricia Maese.
Good evening, and thanks for choosing CBS 4 News at 10. I'm Patricia Maese.
I'm Dave Garcia. Ray Mesa has the night off.
Live from CBS 4, this is the Channel 4 News at 6.
Police believe they've solved a string of credit union robberies in El Paso and Las Cruces. Good evening, I'm Catherine Decker. Chris Saldana has the evening on.
You're watching the Channel 4 News at 6 with Chris Saldana, Catherine Decker, Jean Savard Weather, and Jamie Apodi Sports.
Live from KDBC-TV, this is 4 News at 6.
A big night as a new baseball team puts El Paso back in the game. Good evening.
You're watching KDBC 4 News at 6 with Shelton Dodson, Nicole Ayub, Chief Meteorologist Robert Vettis, and Sports Director Jamie Apodi.
Ross's and Coffins line Paisano Street in central El Paso this afternoon. Hello and welcome to this special presentation of KDBC 4 News. I'm Nicole Ayub.
And I'm Jesse Blanco.
You're watching KDBC 4 News at 5 with Nicole Ayub and Chief Meteorologist Robert Vettis with your forecast weather. KDBC 4 News, we're your station.
Serving El Paso and Las Cruces. You're watching KDBC 4 News at 10.
It's a gathering in protest to where a new international port of entry could be built by the mayor of El Paso says it's what a school district heads are overreacting.
You're watching El Paso's first newscast, KDBC 4 News at 10, with Nicole Ayub, Chief Meteorologist Robert Vettis with your forecast weather, and Jeff Moran with sports. KDBC 4, we're your station.
Local 4 News forecasted snow, and nature did not disappoint. The entire borderland is under a winter weather warning right now. As much as 2.5 inches of snow on the ground in some parts of El Paso, and with another wave of snow and colder temperatures yet to come, it could get ugly out there, especially on the roads. This morning, our TxDOT cameras caught this accident on I-10 near the New Mexico border, with snow expected to turn to ice as the sun goes down. We'll have tips to avoid accidents like these on your drive home. And how will travel be affected? Delays and cancellations at the airport, closures for colleges, and businesses shut down for the evening. We'll have those details ahead. Good evening, I'm Amber Downing. Thanks for watching Local 4 News at 5:30.
Focusing on El Paso and the borderland, this is Local 4 News at 5:30 with Amber Downing and Chief Meteorologist Robert Vettis.
Live in high
definition from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 Daybreak.
Good morning. Thank you for choosing CBS 4 Daybreak. I'm Jesse McDonough.
And I'm Nate Parrott. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday morning.
Live in high definition from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 at 5:30. Live in high definition from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 at 5:30.
One of the highest profile murder cases in recent memory is now underway in Las Cruces.
From the CBS 4 studios, this is CBS 4 at 10.
When it comes to health insurance, third time's a charm. The Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, is now in its third enrollment.
Live in high definition from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 at 5:30.
I literally got him and pulled him out of the dressing room, and I just started yelling like a crazy girl.
Live in high definition from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 at 10.
Rain is soaking the borderland today, with more expected to hit overnight.
This is CBS 4 This Morning.
Well, good morning, and thank you for waking up with CBS 4 This Morning.
Yeah, we're finally on our second day of fall. Maybe starting to get those fall-like temperatures. Let's get over to Amanda Guillen to let us know.
Live from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 This Morning.
See the baby and I told her, yeah, look, give me a baby before this guy come back and start, finish you and me off and the baby, you know.
New this morning, we're hearing firsthand from the man being identified as a hero in the Walmart mass shooting. More on that man's journey and what he's saying about the harrowing moments inside the Walmart.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for waking up with CBS 4 This Morning.
This is CBS 4 at noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We begin with the disturbing report out of...
This is CBS 4 at 5:30.
He drove drunk and killed 3 people. Now he wants a light sentence.
Live from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 at 5:30.
But I'm okay. We are okay. We are safe.
You put your child's life in someone else's hands and you trust them, and something like this happens, then you kind of have a hard time trusting anybody after that.
Locked in at daycare, a terrified 2-year-old left alone after hours. The explanation her mother says the daycare gave to her.
A father killed in East El Paso, how his death is impacting an entire community.
And a final plea, lawyers tried to avoid jail for a man who drove drunk and killed 3 people on Christmas Eve. Why they say their client deserves to be a free man.
This is CBS 4 at 10.
The state of New Mexico has launched an investigation into a Las Cruces daycare.
Live from the CBS 4 studios, this is CBS 4 at 10.
An unexpected shift in the COVID-19 response from Texas Governor Greg Abbott today as the state is rolling back openings.